HSR's 4.0 highly anticipated update has been delayed by 2 weeks. As you may already know, in a 6-week cycle is the normal consensus for all gacha games to drop their updates, regardless of if that update's going to be much more bigger, much more polished, much more content packed. They usually tend to stick to a 6-week cycle. Well, in the past 24 hours, this news has hit that HSR is taking an extended vacation on their 3.8 going into their 4.0 patch. And I was looking into this situation, and this is what invited my input. I'll be honest with you, I've completely over HSR. Like, I'll fuck around every now and then, but I pretty much just let that game do its thing, its community have its fun, so on and so forth. But this situation sounded so absurd that I was like, okay, I gotta look into this. The good old Gacha Smack digging. And y'all know me, I don't just do that surface level shit. I really go and look and try and find some real answers. These guys are going on the internet saying that the reason this patch is getting delayed, this has not been a public statement by HoYoverse. This has just been a rumor and speculation amongst the community online. And what they're saying is the reason for this delay is not because HoYoverse just wanted to take an extra 2 weeks to drop the 4.0 patch. It's because the 4.0 patch is a cyberpunk Edo Star inspired region, which happens to be very Japan, very Japanese inspired. Now, when you think about Chinese and Japan history, it's a little, it can get a bit wild when you peel back that curtain. You're like, oh shit, let me cover that again. But when you think about modern day society, it's kind of like water under the bridge, at least over here in the United States. That's kind of what we would think. Ignorant goddamn son of bitches over there with our goddamn guns and shit. What do we know over here? In my mind, it's water under the bridge. But these guys are trying to say that the reason this patch is getting delayed is because China is very much upset with Japan. And so I was like, okay, this is the surface level explanation of this doesn't make fucking sense. You're telling me HoYoverse is delaying their 2-week patch update. That's going to be a Japan inspired region with some cyberpunk shit. They're delaying that because China is still pissed at Japan. No, that can't be why. I looked into it, and it turns out that Japan is meddling in the affairs of China trying to claim Taiwan as their territory. Now, this is a massive political feud that is ongoing right now in real time in the real world. China and Japan are at odds right now about Taiwan. And so they're even apparently, word through the grapevine, they're talking about defending Taiwan, Japan. And China's like, motherfucker, if y'all defend Taiwan, you're getting in our internal affairs. We're not gonna like that. Let's think about what happened in the past. It's like, this shit is getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? But people are saying because of this, the government or China, obviously who runs China, we all know how it functions over there, bro. It's like one motherfucker is just telling everybody what to do and shit. China is essentially like pissed off at Japan, and HoYoverse is delaying their game 2 weeks because they don't want to piss off the Chinese government and Chinese people. I don't know if I can buy this, bro, because the only way this would be proven true is if in that 2 weeks that patch update goes out and everything Japanese about it has been obliterated. The clothing, the names, the music, everything. It is no longer a Japanese inspired region. That to me would prove undeniably so that what everybody else is saying is true. I would go, okay, they was not lying. Damn, they really bullied these motherfuckers out of a whole patch, because HoYoverse was essentially like, oh my God, I don't want to piss off my fucking dad. How about we put this off a little longer, see if things like, we got to change this. We need more time to get this shit out of our game before they delete our ass and they obliterate us off the existence of our $1 billion yachts that Dwayne's buying. He ain't gonna be able to buy no more yachts if they obliterate HoYoverse over there. I know this sounds fucking hilarious, but that's pretty much in a nutshell, word to the grapevine, what's going on. But I refuse to believe this fucking narrative. I think at the end of the day, this is just an insane amount of cope from fucking Hoyo shills and people who don't do any shred of research as an excuse to why their patch is getting delayed by 2 weeks. What if your patch is just getting fucking delayed by 2 weeks because Hoyoverse is like, brother, I can do this. You addicted motherfuckers are gonna be back regardless. No, we're not delaying it because of our government. We're not delaying it for anything other than we just can. And we're gonna cook you up a 4.0 patch and deliver that shit on our time in your dime. What if that's the answer? I feel like we'll have that answer when it all said, because here's the thing, time takes care of all. When it's all said and done, you will know if this shit was true or not. And I'm gonna be honest, common sense tells me there's no fucking way this is true. They wouldn't delay a patch 2 weeks if this was the case. They would just be like, hey guys, we have to get rid of the Japanese shit entirely. We gotta get this, we're changing our, I'm not gonna say they would come out and say it entirely, but they'd be like, we've had a change of heart. We're gonna cook up something else. All right, we're going to Africa, boys. We're going to Africa now. And you'll be able to put 2 and 2 together. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, fucking, what's it called? The Gacha space. Hoyo's not the only game on planet Earth in the Gacha space that's cooking up Japanese-inspired regions that are based in China, right? We got Wuthering Waves based in China. We just had a Japanese-inspired whole patch, 2.8. You know what I'm saying? If it was true that this was happening, I don't think the Chiefs, I don't know, maybe it happened beforehand. But even then, there's more Japanese-inspired shit coming in the games. I highly doubt this is why it's happening. My Spidey sense tells me these niggas are coping so motherfucking monumentally hard on their patch just getting delayed. Now I want to go over the factuals so you guys can see I wasn't making none of this shit up. This shit even hit Screen Rant, boys. HXG mentions that the test servers may have been delayed, but that the 8-week prediction is a placeholder. This means that it could be more or less than that too. Does not mention why this would happen in the post, but there have been series of rumors about Hoyoverse having to change details about its next destination. Like I said, removing all things Japan oriented is the speculation, not a fact, speculation. In a previous post, which also shared on Reddit, says that the next destination in the game will no longer be, whatever that says, a reference to the Edo Star, a Japanese region. They say that the change is due to political reasons. Despite the lack of more information, this is a reference to the diplomatic tensions between China, the country from which HSR is, and Japan, the country that would inspire the Edo Star after Japan's position on Taiwan. Coming over here, we got this. These guys... That was a Joker ass laugh, but it was from the heart. I'm laughing because of how they worded this shit, bro. Okay. It said version 3.8 will have a special. Oh my God, dude. A special duration, bro. That differs from regular versions and is expected to last around 8 weeks. I'm sorry, this shit is so funny, bro. Nigga says special duration, bro. Oh my God. Oh, okay, we guess myself. I think I'm about to have some tears. A special duration, bro. Nigga, come on, man. Just keep it a stack, bro. Boys, we need another 2 weeks. All right, moving on. This shit is actually being taken, though. Like, these niggas start speculating. This is not a public statement made by Hoyoverse that they're doing it because of political reasons or whatever. But you know what? I'm not going to say it's entirely unwarranted. There's a little bit of grounds here, a little bit of merit here, but I'm not willing to bite that shit. This guy says it's still kind of crazy that JP geopolitics IRL is affecting the story progression of HSR. JP shouldn't have said that, but still, it's a gacha game. What the fuck is bro waffling about? Talk about some JP shouldn't have said that. Why is little bro pretending to be a political expert? Can't we just pretend Japan is a fictional country for the purpose of this gacha game? Now, on that, we can agree, right? There's a lot of people online who are too fucking dumb and caught up in their emotions to understand bad and good logic from somebody they don't like or disagree with. Not all things are disagreeable. I'm going on a tangent. Like this guy, I don't know what the fuck he's waffling about here, but on this next line, we can get behind that, right? Can't we pretend that JP is a fictional country for the purpose of the gacha game. If this were true, if everything that everybody was saying was a fact, this is the most retarded, dumb ass shit I've ever seen in my life. If this is true, China, you are a bunch of fucking morons. How dare you put fictional JP content in our Chinese game? Like, I'm not saying it's true, but if it is, you are a bunch of fucking morons. I'm sorry. If it's true, but I doubt it. I actually don't think it's true. Once again, I think that these Hoyo shills are coping hella fucking hard. Now, moving on to the next guy, we got Box 2, one of the prominent creators of HSR, one of the very few remaining creators of HSR, too, should I say. Bruh, I just did some mathing. There's 11 days until this patch ends, plus the 8 weeks that the 3.8 will take up. And 3.8 was supposed to be one of the most dog shit patches of all time. You can look at Pokey's tweet, who's literally the #1 HSR shill and creator. I love my boy, but it's true. The next time we're going to get an update is on February 10th. Bro, it's December 5th right now. Yeah, it's looking rough out here for the HSR fan base. Schmoly hasn't ever been so doomed. And I can't even entirely blame HSR because it's not like they can defy the government. This has gotten to a point where everybody is now running with the narrative that hasn't been factually stated at all, that the reason the delay is occurring is because nobody wants to piss off China with their fictional JP characters and story in a fictional video. I mean, brother, if that is true, I'm serious. That shit is gonna blow my fucking mind. You can't put fictional JP content in our Chinese game. Can you imagine the ludicrous nature of this if that was true? I can't. You can't convince me. I have to see it. When the next 4.0 update drops, I will have to tune into that one, boys. Yep, Smack is returning to HSR just to see if this shit is true. Are they really taking out the entirety of the Edo region and all this shit? If that's the case, oh my fucking god, bro. Oh, that's gonna be cinema for my that's gonna be cinema for my viewers, because I'm gonna have a field day with that content, bro. Now, there's another guy on Reddit. I wanted to source everything so you guys could know. I wasn't pulling this out of my ass. You know me, guys. I come with the facts, the receipts, always. This guy here, only extra 2 weeks to change an entire theme of a planet. The HSR devs about to hit the ZZ devs crunch overtime work. Yeah, long story short, without diving into politics, there's an ongoing feud between Japan versus China, so anything JP can be met with criticism by Chinese nationalists and the government. This is the narrative that is ongoing online. I think I've provided enough ample evidence. At the end of the day, I would like to say this. I seriously fucking doubt that's why the patch got delayed. And once this comes to fruition, I am gonna have a field day one way or another, either with this being true or false. You niggas on a whole nother level of cope if this shit is false. God damn, I'm about to farm this shit out, y'all, bro. All right, let's go wrap it up. Peace, love, and happiness. Thank you for watching. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Ooh, peace.